Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Kyle here with Family Firearm Reviews. And today we have something a little different, a little nichey, a little cool. It's a Taurus PT25. I went into our local gun store, Nick's Bullseye Firearm here in Homer City, and I couldn't pass it up. He had two of them sitting on the counter. He had just got them in on trade. They had never been fired. They just seemed so weird and nichey. Had to get one. We do have rosewood grips. We have our gold accents here on our blued finish, right? So if you look right here, we have our tilting barrel lever. Pops it right open. We do have our safety here in the rear. We do have our mag release right here. It did come with one 9-round magazine. So you've got 9 rounds here. One in the tube would give you your 10-round capacity. You can rack the slide, but it takes Hercules himself to rack the slide. When you get these, you can start to get it moving, but these aren't really cut for that. This is meant for somebody with grip strength issues. Now, there is a downside. It has magazine disconnect. So as you can see, I did cock it. Safety's off. I can't pull the trigger. I have to put the magazine in, and then I have kind of a double action trigger. It has a stacking feel, but you can see it cocking the firearm here. Goes off. It is pretty heavy. It's not gritty though. It's real smooth. You can just feel it stacking till the firearm goes off. So if you're used to a revolver where you have to pull the hammer back, this might be good for you because you could get to that point where you feel it right there, and then you really kind of have this like a stage trigger. You could have it set up like. It does have a set of, low sights to the firearm. There's nothing really in the rear. We've got a serrated front little blade right there. So nothing major. Everything is set up for the right-handed. I really enjoyed the way this looked, to tell you the truth. I was thinking maybe pocket carry for me, or Lauren could throw it in her purse while we were out and about, maybe her fanny pack when we go somewhere where we don't want to have a big backpack or you have limited options, for a concealed carry. It does have the Taurus locking system, which is, I think, a great feature. So you can take your little key here. There's a little nubbin in the back. You line your little key in, and you can lock the firearm. And I'll show you. I'll put the magazine back in. You can't fire the firearm. It locks it up for you. So that's a good feature. That way, if you don't have a gun lock, you don't have to put a trigger lock on it right away. You just have your Taurus locking system in there. Now, this is 25 auto like we talked about. So it's kind of a neat little niche, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun out on the range today. Before we get to that, let's dive into the numbers. The numbers on our Taurus PT25, we do have a 2.75 inch barrel length. We do have an overall length of 5.4 inches, so it could easily fit inside your pocket with a pocket holster. Remember, you've got to have a pocket holster if you're going to pocket carry. We have an overall height right here of 4.25 inches, and we're only running, the thickest part is actually the rosewood grips here, and that's going to run a 1.25 width. It has an overall loaded weight of 15.3 ounces when I threw it on the scale at my house. So we loaded it up all the way. It's a little different than what Taurus says, so you guys will have to double check that, but I weighed it and it was 15.3 ounces. We do have that 9-round magazine and the 10-round capacity when you put one in the chamber. So with that, let's dive into some of the other stuff. With our Taurus PT25, we do have an aluminum frame to kind of cut down on that weight, but we do have a steel slide, steel barrel, steel internals, so they are going to hold up to wear and tear. The grips are actually pretty wide for a small firearm, so it actually feels pretty comfortable when you get it in your hand. You can really get a good purchase, and when I put the mag in, it has a little pinky rest, so I can actually get my whole hand on there. And as you can see, I even have room for even my support hand. So it's not going to be terrible. We'll see how that works out today. It is hammer fired, so I think that's going to be a nice feature. It is going to give us that double action feel. It's not great that it's double single action, or that it's not double single action. That would be a little nicer so you have that second light shot. But we'll see how that works today when we get out there. Let's get to the important stuff. Let's get out to shooting. Now that we're out here on the range, we've got our Taurus PT25. I've got my 1 round in here. Now I have 2 in the magazine. So when you do put the magazine in, even if I would have put the barrel down like this, it's not ready to go, right? See? You've got to either rack that slide, which I told you takes the strength of Hercules, or when you load it, you need to put it around in the chamber, okay? Make sure your safety is on. Click it into place, and you are good to go, right? So we're gonna do our 3-shot actually test right here. Let's see how good I am. I'm about 5 yards right here. So this is gonna be the ideal distance for this. Anything outside of that's gonna be a stretch, but today we're gonna go everywhere from 5 to about 20 yards and see if we can shoot with this thing. I'm shooting super low to the left. So these sights are gonna take a bit of adjustment for me. That was awful. I would hit the person, but I am nowhere near the target.
Hey guys, it's Lauren, and it's my turn to take my first shots on this little Taurus, and I'm excited, and mostly I just want to outshoot Kyle. Oh, got a little stovepipe in there. And there it goes. So I'm really having a lot of issue with the trigger. It's not resetting for me when I take that shot. So I'm pulling back again, and then it's not firing, and then it's resetting after that. So I'm gonna have to look at that and see what's going on. Not a terribly great shot with it, that's for sure. Wow.
So I'm gonna try a little 10-shot group here because we've both noticed that the trigger has to go all the way out, like fully travel to the front to reset. So speed shots might be a little hard with this. So I'm gonna try, I'm about 3 yards. I've had to put the fin basically at the top of this top sight to really hit anything. So you really have to aim high with this, or at least I do with my point of aim. So I'm gonna try here. We've got a tape measure. I'm gonna see how good of a group I can get with 10 shots as quick as I can get them. There are my 10 shots, and I have 1 outlier. So let me grab the tape measure and we'll see how good we're doing there. So let's see if I got all 10. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. So if you go with my main group here, I'm looking at about 2 1/8. But if I throw that outlier in there, I got 1 low one. That puts me 3 1/4 grouping. And like I said, I really had to put that fin, that front fin, I had to see basically the whole thing in order to bring that barrel up. So I must have pushed this one. I did pull the trigger 1 extra time because I didn't allow it to fully reset. So this is something I'm finding out with this gun. You're gonna have to make some adjustments. So we're gonna try those adjustments with Lauren and see how good she does. So Lauren ran away to get a drink. We've got our grouping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All 10 are on there. She's a little bit more spread out, but that's still, if that was center mass on a person, I think she's dialing in those sights, and the hardest thing she's fighting is the trigger. It's a very heavy trigger pull, very long. So it gives you lots of time to push, pull, and you're really, I can notice she's gotten better. We talked about it. She's been jabbing at that trigger, and so was I, because you've got to go all the way out for reset, and we'll show you that in the wrap up. So we've got a pretty good group here, a little wide. So Lauren's got about a 6.5 inch group there at the widest point, which isn't terrible. It's gonna be center mass. She'd be able to shoot at about 3 yards. So we're gonna do a little pocket draw. I do have my pocket holster in here. We'll go over that at the end. Just a little sticky holster that I have for pocket carry. I'm gonna walk in 5 shots and back out 5 shots because that's really how you're gonna probably use this firearm. So I'm gonna try to stretch this out a little bit, see if we can get some distance out of this little thing. It's not really what they're meant for, but we're here to have some fun. Another little malfunction. That was it though. Rah! Oh, I got it back. Now that we've got our 150 rounds through the firearm, let's get our final thoughts on these first shots. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the review of our Taurus PT25. Were we disappointed? Not 100%. Were we blown away? Absolutely not. It definitely is a quirky little gun, and it definitely has a lot to be desired in a way. Grip strength wise and racking it is great, but the trigger is atrocious.
It's really bad.
It is. So Lauren put the magazine away. I need to grab it real quick because it has the magazine disconnect. So when you pull this trigger, we'll show you here. So we did show you mag is unloaded, tilting barrel. As you guys can see, there's no round in the chamber. So we'll click that down, and again we have to put the mag in here to make it work. If you look at this magazine, or at the trigger here, you pull the trigger, and I mean you have to pull this whole trigger.
It's serious business.
Yeah, like let me get a better grip. Pull this whole trigger back, cock the hammer. I must not have had that down the whole way. Oh, it's empty, so it popped up. So, pull this trigger. And then you have to go all the way to the beginning. I mean, look at that reset. It doesn't reset. You heard that very little click way out there. That is the reset right there, right? Now we're taking it all apart. So it is a crazy long reset on the trigger itself. It is a pretty heavy trigger when you are shooting it out there. It does tilt up like that when it goes empty. Side didn't work every time. A lot of the times our round actually got stuck in there because it's more of a blowback design because it's trying to use the momentum of that round to bring the next one in. You can rack it, like I said, but it takes a lot of strength. Like my hands slip off. There's no point in even trying it that way. The safety's off just to make sure. But you've got to also take this little fin, and really you want to see almost the whole fin if you want to get anything on target.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did a little bit of walking shots. It took us a little bit to get comfortable with it. Probably the first box of ammo, we were kind of like, what the heck is going on?
Yep.
Second and third box, we started to do a lot better, started really getting onto it, starting to be able to shoot around with it. I did a pocket draw. It's really easy to get out of your pocket. It is a great size. If this is gonna be a backup of your concealed carry or something you just put in your pocket when you're, you know, maybe in the summertime you're out with your family on vacation and you've got swim trunks on or, you know, limited carry options, this might be something for you. I think there are a lot of better things out there. What do you think?
I mean, for not having seen something like this in person before, we knew it was going to be quirky. We didn't really have any expectations because we didn't know what it would be like and hadn't shot anything like this before. So we're not disappointed, like you said, but it is strange. I mean, there are lots of little features about it that I thought would be like really cool and handy, but that clunky trigger is a big detriment to it. If that's something that I could work on and improve with, I mean, it might be something that I would throw in my bag. Not for protection purposes, but to show people because it's cool.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't put this in the pocket carry. I have a 380 Kimber that I pocket carry that I finally got broken in. I think that's probably the lowest I'd go. 25 is not a large round. It's gonna do a lot if you can pepper them, right? And I think
it's just a little strange to be relying on.
Yeah, I think that all in all, it's not a terrible design. It didn't really have any failures. It only ever threw the bullet sideways on the last round, right? We got the other 10 shots off.
It's really easy to hit that release tab there, and they just pop right out.
Yeah, I think taking it apart, I'm gonna have to make a video on that because it does have a strange takedown. You saw me almost partially take it down here. So we will do that, definitely put that video out there. So I'm not giving it a 0, I can't give it a 10, I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a solid 6 because once you do figure it out, you can shoot with it. You can get all 10 rounds on target fairly easily while moving. I walked forward and back with it, drew it out of my pocket easily.
I could not.
It has a, the hammer makes it so it doesn't snag. The sights are very low so it doesn't snag. So it's designed to be a pocket carry or in a small spot. It's not meant to be, replacing your P365 or your Springfield, or your M&P, right? It's not meant to replace that. It's meant to be a backup or like a option. It's not meant to be really a main, I don't think.
No, and I mean, there are all kinds of neat options now with the hidden safes that you can have around your house and the picture frames and things like that. And that might be an option for one of these guns, that you have this really small safe or really small place that you could pop one of these in, and if you needed it, it's there.
Yep. So we're glad that you came and checked this out. If you guys have one of these or a variant of this or a 25 variant, something like this, tilting barrel, let us know. Let us know if there's other things out there that you'd like us to check out, maybe that you've seen. We'd love to hear the different stuff. We always love to grab those little quirky, weird firearms that aren't well known because we have fun with them. But thanks for checking out the channel. Check out some links below. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching our video. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.
Comment below. We want to hear from you. Get more content from Family Firearm Reviews by joining our Patreon and checking out the links in the description.